I was watching a movie the other day and I was like, this is a very, very dumb chase scene. So which got me wondering, what are the dumbest chase scenes in film history? And it's these 5 movies here that have the dumbest chase scenes. So this scene actually starts with Pain and Gain. And he's getting like interviewed by this other guy.
Little trick.
And then all of a sudden an Aston Martin with a mustache comes in. Through the wall. Pain and Gain runs to one side, the other guy runs the other, and he gets hit by a table. But then he sort of uses his magical powers and teleports to a big truck. Pain and Gain, now seeing magic for the first time, decides to get in the car with a mustache. This woman actually hates walls and decides that she's going to blow it up.
Hold on.
It now becomes a competition between the big truck and the Aston Martin with a mustache. Who can hit the most things in the office? Then Pain and Gain sort of sees another wall and he's like, well, avoid that. And the truck is scared by the wall and naturally does a 180. This gives Big Truck the win. So then the Aston Martin, carries on crashing through walls like it does. And then this Aston Martin's thinking, well, I'm just going to smash through this window.
Hold tight.
Then the Aston Martin thinks to itself, I'm going to get rid of my metal mustache mid-air. So they sort of wait there until the big truck arrives.
What are you waiting for? Come on, let's go!
And then this woman sort of decides she doesn't want to drive anymore. So she actually makes the car right-hand drive.
Oh yeah, sure, retractable steering wheel, no problem, that's perfectly normal.
Instead of driving, she's then just giving him instructions.
Reverse.
Because the truck went through the window, it's also lost 500 horsepower, so it can't catch the car going in reverse. They're still reversing.
180 now.
This woman decides, I want to cause more damage. So she actually causes an earthquake. And it's at this point, really, the truck decides it doesn't have any brakes and it wants to go through the middle of the explosion. This chase starts with James Bond playing too much Assassin's Creed and does a leap of faith. He starts, reversing away. It's kind of a common theme going on here with Aston Martin's reversing. He then looks at the people shooting him and then decides he doesn't want to, deal with them and just drives off. And then all of a sudden, Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy is chasing James Bond. James Bond realizes he's maxed out his spec for his Aston Martin, so he starts to use all his features, using the washer fluid at the back of the car, but it doesn't have anything in it. He then decides he wants to test how fast he can put a car around a corner. Then he's like, I'm really bored of this. He puts on some music, but he forgot to put in the right CD. Then James Bond realizes that his car is made of bedrock and decides he wants to plow through another one. In fact, James Bond gets so bored of the chase, he just starts ramming people off the road. Then at this point, James Bond realizes that he'd rather go on a romantic drive with Drax instead. And then suddenly it becomes a car advert for Aston Martin.
Untended. I seek adventure, while others seek peace. I lose my mind to find my soul. Vantage deserves to be driven.
He actually put a stage 3 exhaust on, but didn't realize it was faulty. Realizing his car is faulty, he decides that he just would rather write it off completely and put it into a big river.
Baker 11 in pursuit of 67 Ford Mustang Gray.
So Ghost Rider has actually stolen this woman called Eleanor. This chase scene is actually pretty good. Up until the very end. So let's skip to the end of the chase and watch Ghost Rider do the impossible but possible stunt jump. So Ghost Rider is driving along in his Ford Mustang until he reaches a disaster. Ambulance, wreckage, chaos. The chase is over. The bridge is blocked. Then he spots a solution from the ramp gods and he's like, I know what I have to do. This guy in the showroom BMW is like, don't do that ramp, you don't know what's on the other side. Ghost Rider's like, I'm gonna do it anyway. He does a little prayer to the stunt ramp god and decides that he's just gonna floor it. He quite literally flies over many people and somehow avoids hitting everyone below him. And then even Ghost Rider is like, oh my god, I made it over the bridge. So this chase actually starts with Elton John. So Elton John's in this taxi and he's like, I don't want it to be a taxi anymore. And he decides that he wants this taxi to become a JDM car. And he basically mods it out completely, getting a hydraulic brake. He puts proper rims on it, and then he starts to do like a Hyundai parking assist thing. So then he does some drifts. And then these 3 Jags are very jealous of this, so naturally they try to shoot him. And then Elton John does one of the best drifts in drift history. I have to call him Saint Drift. He literally does a drift for a good 30 seconds around many cars. The Jaguars can't keep up with his drift skills. That's why he is called Saint Drift. He then smashes through a gate and he's like, finally, I can unleash my secret weapon. Elton John is like, can I use my secret weapon? And then the guy back at base is like, yeah, you can use your secret weapon. So then he decides that he wants his engine to be a heat-seeking missile and blows up all 3 cars. John Cena's kind of just driving along and Aquaman's there as well. And he is with this child, and this child is Vin Diesel's son. So John Cena gives him the go-ahead, uses the missiles on the truck, and kills all the minis. And he wants to become a killer. And at this point, it's clear that he is no longer child of God. He is kid killer of God. To celebrate their kills, they do a little high five in celebration. So the kid actually gets like a taste for blood and starts actually killing many more of his victims. It's at this point Jesus Christ himself gets involved. And then Jesus Christ makes his glorious entrance, reverses out of the plane, and then slams into the ground, destroying 2 other cars. And then those 2 cars go on to kill some more people. And then the kid's like, oh my god, my dad's a killer like me. So the missiles on the pickup truck get stuck.
It's jammed.
And obviously the kid killer wants to go and fix it because he wants to carry on killing. Then Aquaman gets wind of this, summons the ability to transform his car into a TIE fighter and snatches him off the back of the pickup truck. And this makes Christ furious. Suddenly, John Cena's car kind of
Looks like my fuel line's been shot.
wants to have a fuel leak out of nowhere. He sees like 3 cars going towards Jesus Christ. And he's like, I need to save the almighty Son of God, and decides he wants to be a Rocket League car and jumps to the other side, flies, and does a big demolition. With Christ's brother passing before his eyes, Christ then summons the use of the holy helicopters. So the chase continues until Jesus Christ reaches a dam, which is Aquaman's home turf. And naturally, Aquaman wants to kill Jesus Christ by slamming 2 semi-trucks at him. But luckily, Jesus Christ has a plan, and he decides he's going to do a wheelie off the dam whilst the 2 semi-trucks collide. A big explosion. Jesus Christ rides down the dam like a big stunt ramp. It's at this point Jesus uses his quick thinking and uses the Holy Nos tank to get clear of the dam. So now that we've actually seen the dumbest chase scenes in movies, what does it all mean? Even though all these dumb car chases might seem silly and unbelievable, that's what they're all about. The crazy stunts, the big explosions, and ignoring the rules of the road. It's all part of the attraction. Dumb car chases, to me, are more than just crazy scenes in movies. They show us how much we love the thrill of driving fast. It might not make sense to everyone, but for people like me who love cars, it's a way to celebrate our connection to them and the fun they bring. Behind every wild car chase, there's a strong feeling inside of us. A passion that makes ourselves want to break the rules and enjoy the rush of pure speed and excitement. If you like this video, subscribe for more content on cars, and thank you for watching.